Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new live stream here at Spurs Live. We are back with the title of Richarlison to Saudi, Vitor Roque to Tottenham, and Tottenham Hotspur have to back Ange. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys are doing well. In today's live stream, we're going to be giving you a little assessment on today's breaking news or latest news. Like I said before, it's Richie, whether his move to the Saudis is the move that we all want or should try. Vitor Roque, what he can actually provide us at Tottenham Hotspur. And why we need to back Ange. Obviously, we all can have the obvious answers. Yeah, first season, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to really go into detail exactly why we should back Ange and what he's actually shown to us as and our previous managers hasn't really shown us. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Big up to the people in the chat. Wayne Bonner, afternoon everyone. Hope you're all well and having a good day. Big up to yourself. Hey Josh, big up your fabulous Spurs fan. You're sticking to streaming after 4 big losses. To you are brave, lol. Yeah, it is painful. It is painful, Ellie. I'd love to join you, Josh, if you're having guests on. 100%. I will send you the link. 100%. I'll send you a link to your WhatsApp now. Big up to Ellie. Much love. But yeah, whilst I do send the link to Ellie, let's keep the poll going. We have a certain amount of hang on. We have, I'll tell you exactly how many we've got. We have 8 votes so far in the poll. Elliot's sending now, by the way. There we go. It's sent, so you should get it any time soon. Cheers, mate, as Andrew would say. Cheers, mate. Big up to Ellie. So look, whilst we wait for Ellie to come on, I'll start off with some basic news that we all know. Is that lately the Saudi Arabia clubs, it's unmentioned which ones exactly are interested in Richarlison. Be up to all the people on Instagram. I haven't even said hi to you guys yet. Sorry. We can't hear you yet. Now you should be able to hear me. You should be able to hear me. My mic should be working right now. Yeah, it should be working. Blah blah blah. Let's see what else we got. Do we get 5th now? Even look, Man United did lose yesterday, so 5th is still available. 5th is definitely still available. So big up to everyone who's backing Ange. Now, like I said, Richarlison to Saudi Arabia. It's unmentioned what clubs yet, but what it has said, and this is according to the Athletic. So take from what you want. It's not the greatest of sources, but it is a source nevertheless. So just take it with a pinch of salt. That we could potentially make our money back after losing a decent amount of money to Richarlison. Whether it's been a success or failure, it's up to you guys really to decide. What I can definitely tell you is that it's been an absolute shocker of transfers in terms of the amount of money we're spending compared to the results we're getting. You have to admit that spending a 65 mil for Richarlison, is the results you've seen from Richarlison what you expect from a 65 mil sign? I don't know. It's controversial, but again, each one to their own. Who am I to say to speak for everyone? But so we got that. that part, we also could potentially make our money back, which, again, it's good. It's good, but what are we going to do with that money? Are we going to go sign another Richarlison? Or are we going to go sign someone who is, a top player everyone knows about? I don't know, a Rafael Leao, as they say nowadays? Or will we go sign another Pape or Vicario or Mickey Van der Ven, where a little bit unknown, but or Udogie or someone like that that's a little bit unknown, but still top class, still top class. So yeah, those are my thoughts in regards to Richarlison. I think, personally, if it was up to me, I think he's done a half decent job here. He hasn't been amazing. He hasn't been worth the money at all, but he has done a job here, nevertheless. But he also provides us this striking ability we don't have. We really don't have this. I can tell you though. That I would be interested to see a Veliz, Alejo Veliz play in this Tottenham team. I'd be very interested to see him play. We saw him play a couple times, and I just don't understand why other teams can go to their youth academies. Other teams can go reach out to their academies to go fill in a spot, yet we can't. Yet Tottenham Hotspur cannot do that. I just don't really understand. I personally don't understand that. It's a bit frustrating at times, but um, but yeah, that's personally what I think. What we got from Instagram? Let's have a look at Instagram for a second. Have a look what Instagram people saying. Da da da. Big up Josh, great to see you today. Big up Chris from Meta Football TV. Honestly, great geezer. Yeah, he's got very good ball knowledge as well. May I say? So look, I consider that a couple of people commented regarding top 5. Now that United have lost 4-0 to Palace, it does give us a little bit nice of a cushion there. We should finish 5th. I'll be honest. I don't think 4th is really where we're going to finish. And yeah, if Villa somehow lose their next couple games, we beat City, which I don't want us to. We beat Burnley, we beat Sheffield. Who knows? I mean, I'm just trying to look at it. We got Burnley next. I mean, in our next 3 games, it's a possible of 9 points. So basically, we can't lose to City. If we lose to City, it means we don't get Champions League. Yeah, that's what it basically means. It basically means if we lose to City, we don't get Champions League. And I'll be happy to that. I'll be happy for that. And unless Arsenal lose, then I'll be happy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is basically what it's. Yeah. This is basically it. 5th place is out. Is where we're finishing. Although Newcastle are creeping up on us, so we could finish 6th even. Wow, we could even finish 6th. I just noticed that. Wow, we could finish 6th, or we could finish 7th. I wouldn't be surprised if we finish 6th. It's a shame. It's a shame because we set ourselves such a high standard at the beginning of the season for no reason. I mean, for a reason, obviously, but also for not a reason. Should Radu Jackson leave on loan or something like that in the summer? What's your view on the situation? Big up to Absolute Yeti. Obviously, if you do want to come and come on the channel and get your picture comment up on the screen like this, more than welcome to. Just head over to the YouTube channel. I'll pin the link is here in the Instagram. So should Jackson leave? I think if Ange Postecoglou is not going to be utilising the fact that we've got a centre back on the bench like Jurgensen, who wants game time, who should get game time and deserves to get game time, and he's not going to get any game time, then might as well loan him out. And such a shame, such a shame. Why do we do this all the time? We sign players and then it just doesn't work out because we don't play him. That yo, I'm there, Grouse. Sup, Josh? Hopefully you're doing well, mate. Hopefully you're doing well. Big up, by the way, this lad, just so everyone knows, Omer came to watch the game with us, yeah? We were 3-0 down, something like that. He decided to come watch the game with us. He turned up 3-0 down. Absolutely mental. Big up to all the people in the comments on Instagram. Yep, big up. So look, obviously, before I continue, we do have a couple of partnerships coming up. Like I did say, I'm pretty sure you all saw on Instagram. We've got a lovely, lovely sponsor from Brandy Studio, out in Israel, who have decided to gift us something like that. Oh, can you see that? Yep, something like that. A lovely microphone, design, which is unbelievable. So I appreciate that very much, obviously, and you guys will get to see it. We're looking to add some more stuff to the background here. So obviously, if you guys got any suggestions, what you want me to add, let me know in the comments. But guys, let's get to Vitor Roque. Love what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. Vitor Roque, look, he plays at Barcelona, 19 years old, striker. It's kind of a complete different striker we are looking for. I believe what Ange is looking for is an experienced striker who can hold up the ball, and who is who can take shots from afar. So that Vitor Roque, I'll call him Roque. Roque doesn't look like the striker that suits Ange's system best. I mean, like I've said this many times, I think a Vlahovic would suit Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham team way more than Ange than Vitor Roque. But at the end of the day, who am I to say what suits Ange? A couple of these strengths and weaknesses that he has. His finishing, obviously, a big strength. His headed attempts are big strengths. Doesn't mean he scores headed. It means his headed attempts in terms of how he is in aerial duels up front, trying to get the end of it. His weaknesses, and here we go. It's basically all we need from an Ange. His weaknesses is holding up the ball, which is literally what we need, and it's passing, which is basically what we need. Bit of a shame because that's the striker we need. He's had 9 appearances off the sub. He's had 1 appearance off the left, and 1 appearance off the centre. His style play, he likes to dribble. He gets fouled a lot, like Jack Grealish. He's a big player in terms of counter-attack. Want to get him on the speed, very, very fast, and enjoys to get in the tackles. That's a little bit about Vitor Roque to Tottenham Hotspur. I'm not too sure if that's the type of player you lads want in this team. Personally, not really for me, but obviously he is the latest rumour in regards to Tottenham Hotspur, so we are going to provide you guys with what the news is all about. I don't know if that's my number 1. I'll be honest, he's not my number 1 choice at all. Not my number 1 choice at all. Roque from Barca differentiate in various areas according to Xavi, which is why he isn't playing. By the way, Chris would be perfect to get an idea of who Vitor Roque is. Lives in Spain. I'm pretty sure he's a Barca fan as well. 13 games, 2 goals this season for Barca. Exactly. It just shows. Big up to everyone who's in the channel, who's in the comments. Okay, we're gonna continue with the comments. Big up to Jan Santos. Big up, mate. I tried by the way streaming on Facebook, but it did not work out well. I think our audience is a bit too young for that. Solanke. Okay. Solanke striker. Yes and no. I like Solanke a lot. I think he's a brilliant striker. My problem with Solanke is I just don't see him fit in this Tottenham team. I feel like he'll be another Brennan Johnson. I just feel like he's going to be another Brennan Johnson. Don't ask me why, but like I would personally take a Morgan Gibbs-White. I know they're complete different positions, but I would take a Morgan Gibbs-White overall than a Solanke. And even if we are going to go for a Solanke, why don't we go for like a Alexander Isak instead, or Ollie Watkins, or an Ivan Toney? Yes, there are teams out there that are competing for those strikers. Arsenal, in particular. You could also add Chelsea. But there's 3 strikers I mentioned to you there. Ollie Watkins, Alexander Isak, and Ivan Toney, Dusan Vlahovic. 4 strikers I've just mentioned to you. Santiago Jimenez. 5 strikers I just mentioned to you there that can't all go to one team. You get me? So we could 100% bid in for these players. Personally, if it was up to me, get a striker in. It would be Vlahovic, but if not Vlahovic, it would be someone like Alexander Isak or Ollie Watkins. I don't think Ollie Watkins would come to Tottenham, simply because I think Arsenal have the upper edge in trying to grab players. Because let's be honest, they're on fire now. Arsenal on fire. They're looking to compete for the title again next season, because unfortunately for them, they lost it this season. But look, I just feel like an Ollie Watkins would go to an Arsenal over Tottenham. Ivan Toney would probably go to Aston Villa over Tottenham, or even sorry, Ollie Watkins would probably go to Arsenal. Ivan Toney could also even go to Arsenal. But Alexander Isak, I feel like that's a perfect step to Tottenham. Yes, he is very he's not that aggressive, which is a big concern in a way in Ange football. But nevertheless, I feel like his general play is much better than what we have right now. Big up to Chris THFC Flags, who's in the house. Get on Clark, big up to yourself. Football Kits Holland. If you've not yet seen the post we put out with the Football Kits Holland, go check it out. Very, very good stuff there. Chris says Vlahovic, yes. Jimenez, yes. Isak, no. I understand why he says Isak, no. I completely understand why, because it's a complete different type of striker that I'm referring to. If you noticed, I'm naming the likes of Vlahovic, the likes of Santiago Jimenez, even Ollie Watkins, add in there Ivan Toney. They're strikers that could hold up the ball, could invest in the general play, but Isak is quite weak on the ball, but is great in, passing the ball around. Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to get on. Yeah, brilliant. We've got guests here. Queen Ellie Hojberg, who's in the house. Yes, Ellie.
Yeah.
How you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Josh, for having me on. I really wanted to join you today because it's been a long time since we've been streaming together, isn't it?
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. We've got a special guest here. Look at
I've
this.
got Steve Perryman on my hat. Steve Perryman, the great Steve Perryman, the most decorated player at Tottenham. Yes.
Look at that. Look at that. Well, Ellie, let's get straight into it. I mean, we're talking about, rumours that are linked with Tottenham. Lately, it's Vitor Roque from Barcelona. The other day, it was, who was it? It was another. Like, every day we get linked with. There's so many players.
Yeah.
What position for you is the most important going into the summer transfer window?
I would say a really creative player, because we lack creative juices. Because I played TAM, as everybody knows. They should know by now. So I think that you can't underestimate a creative player, because you can have a lesser striker if you've got creative players creating those openings for them. Like the clear-cut openings that not even Timo Werner could miss. Do you know what I mean? But I think the striker after that, I mean, we do need a top-class striker that can get us 30, 35 goals even. Like you've seen with Haaland, he scored 4 goals, Josh. That's the difference.
Out there,
You see? 4 goals. We've got no one apart from Sonny. I know Richarlison's got 11 now, but they've been like with injuries, it hasn't been a straight 11, and it's helped us to get to that top 4 or even top place, because he's always been injured or had his mental health problems. So I feel sorry for the guy, but he's not, I don't think he can cut the mustard to be that man. So we need another
100%.
man to come in. So those are the 2 I would say were the top priority. But creative midfielder, I'd say, is the one we need, because Maddison, I don't know what's gone wrong with him. Maybe it's an injury, or I don't know. He just doesn't. He's not performing to his level, is he?
Yeah. Well, tell me something. So at the beginning of the season, before we were all linked with Ange, and the Harry Kane saga was going on, like all the rumours of him going to Bayern and all that. I personally said we need to spread the goals out. I'm pretty sure a lot of us said we need to spread the goals out. Son get a little tenner, Johnson tenner here. Werner maybe. We need to spread it out. But now when I look at this Ange football, it's almost as if the striker could easily get a 15 to 20 goals bang like that for
Easily.
tap-ins, literally. So as there's a lot of comments here in regards to, I'm talking about the striker here right now. You got the likes of Isak, the likes of Vlahovic, Santiago, Jimenez, Solanke here. What type of striker are you looking for? Are you looking for a really poacher, a poacher? Or are you looking for just someone like a I don't know, a Harry Kane, for instance, who would just go from the outside the box, whip it top right? What kind of striker are you looking for?
Right, I'm looking for an all-rounder actually, somebody who can do both. Like,
Interesting.
because you know what, we don't tend to have shots from long distance, so it's not Angie's style, really. What I've seen from this season, I think we've got one screamer from Romero, haven't we, against Brentford?
Was it Van der?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Burnley or Brentford, one of the two, but he did a screamer from about 22, 23 yards, bang into the top corner, and that's the only screamer that we've had. I think Porro did one, but it wasn't a screamer, and then Van der Ven did a hard shot, but it was inside the D, right? But other than, I think we need somebody who's got goal prowess, you know, because we tend to do little 1-2s into the box and then walk it in. So we need the goal poacher more than the player
100%.
that can do that. But we also need him to be able to score from outside the box. So an all-rounder, but mainly I would say like a Jermaine Defoe type of striker, little nippy striker, someone who's got goal prowess.
Just a quick one.
Yeah, a quick player with goal prowess, kudos, you know, uses his brain to get into the positions to score and create space for himself. Because these players, they can work the ball into the D and into the 6-yard box very easily. We've missed so many chances because, like, the likes of Timo Werner haven't got the goal prowess to make that special run to create the space to make the goal chance. You see,
right.
It works both ways, doesn't it, Josh? If you've got the winger coming in and he looks up and he sees Timo Werner standing behind the defender and he's static, the only opportunity he's going to do is he's going to punt it across and hopefully Timo Werner will make a move, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He stands behind his marker, and that's why he doesn't score as many goals as he could. So we need somebody better. You know,
do you think teams are just? By the way, sorry, big up to Ben Kaufman who's here, and big up to.
I was talking to him this morning. Yeah.
Big up to Jose who's here. Love seeing you all here.
Look, Jose just now as well on the bus.
Tell me something, Ellie.
He's my star.
Do you think though? I've had this shout from around a couple of weeks ago. I've started saying this. Do you think that the best period of Tottenham Hotspur this season was the first 10 games? Not really impossible to say that. Now, it's almost as if we were that good because, number one, teams didn't find us out. They didn't really understand Ange ball. So they weren't sitting back. Okay, and also number two, I feel like it's also because the fullbacks weren't and didn't know their inverted role that well, which led to a more space up front, more space for Maddison to dictate play, more space for Maddison to ping in a ball for Son, ping in a ball for Richie, and get goals like that. Do you think that the problem with Tottenham Hotspur is, and the problem with here, what Ben's saying here, the fact that we're not shooting outside the box? Why are we not shooting outside the box? Is it something that Ange is telling the players to do? All right, lads, just drill the ball in, don't shoot from outside? Or is it something that the players are just not confident enough to take shots?
Well, we're never going to know that answer, aren't we, unless we get an interview with Ange and the players. Because at the end of the day, they tend to do what the manager says. So we can only go on speculation that they are following Ange's rules and they're not shooting and they're working the ball in. Because the way we play, we do work the ball in 90% of the time. You know, it's very rare that we pass it across the D for somebody to shoot. And when we have, it's not been across so much outside the D, it's been inside the D. We've scored a few like that, but it's few and far between. Most of the goals we score in are poachers' goals, like tap-ins at the far post. I mean, Brennan Johnson's benefited from that. I think all these goals have been tap-ins, haven't they? Yeah, so there you go. There's your answer. So we can only say that Ange, it is an instruction
Yeah.
on Ange, because otherwise, why are they doing it?
Well, I was on a channel yesterday. I was on whose channel was it? I think it's Colin's channel, Talking Ball. I think it was
Yeah,
Talking Ball, and
yeah.
they
You
were basically
around
saying
so much you forget, Josh.
um, I was on their channel, and I think Chris asked me a really good actually question. He said, "Well, the final decision at the end of the day is whose decision? Is it the player's decision or is it the manager's decision? In terms of, let's say hypothetically, Heung-Min Son's going on the wing, yeah, cuts in. Is it his decision to take the shot, or is it the manager's decision to say no? You know what? Don't take the shot. Give the pass. Because what it looks like it's kind of a mix. It looks like it's a no confidence from Heung-Min Son, but also Ange making sure he doesn't do it. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, I know
There's
what
a
you're
little bit of
trying to say.
misinformation.
Yeah, I think, right, Ange gives them a tactical awareness of what to do in terms of how he wants to play Ange ball. And I've seen it with Celtic as well. They work the ball in, they get it to the
Yeah,
wing, they have a runner that overlaps, they play it to that player that overlaps, sorry, and then he'll cross it across the D, and it's an easy
yeah,
tap in. That seems to be an obvious ploy. But I don't think he actually says, if you've got an opportunity to shoot from outside and it's a clear opportunity not to take it, because that would be shooting yourself in the foot as a manager,
hmm
because basically you're stopping the player from scoring a goal when he can, right? So I don't think he gives a clear instruction, but I think he does like to play the ball into that D and across,
yeah,
because when you think about it, there's more accuracy the nearer to goal you are, right? And
hmm
50% of goals are scored round about the D or the penalty box area, you know, where the penalty box, where
yeah.
the penalty spot is, sorry. So it makes sense to work the ball in because you've
100.
got more chance of scoring the nearer you are to goal, because there's less chance that the goal is going to save it or you're going to hit it over the bar from a long shot, you
Yeah.
see. So I think that's an obvious ploy from Ange Postecoglou to play the ball in and make it easier to score.
Look, well, you can tell that also. I feel like with Pedro Porro, Destiny Doki, both going down the wings,
Mm,
trying to help out Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, Timo Werner, whoever the winger is at the time.
mm,
At times it kind of it doesn't help. It kind of just annoys them because at times I look at Werner and he's supposed to be at the end of the ball of where Brennan Johnson crosses it in or where Kulusevski crosses it in, and he just isn't there, and vice versa. But look,
mm.
that I feel like that's enough with in terms of the wingers, in terms of fullbacks. Let's get on to
Yeah.
some of the current news that's going on. Um,
Okay.
we're
I
going
like
back
that.
to we're going back to Richarlison to Saudi. It's interesting. It's getting some of the fan base happy about, some of the fan base unhappy about. But
Yeah.
the most important question: will we get our money back for Richie?
Well, if it's the Saudis, we might get near enough. Probably about 10 million less, I would say, maybe
Phew.
20 million. It depends on how they rate him, but he is Brazil's number 9. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
if Lee Smith is dealing with the deal, then we're going to get our money back. But I just feel that he's not good enough. I know Lee Smith is a big fan and he's a friend of mine, but
yeah,
you know, he has to go because he's not good enough if we want to aim for that next level. If we're
exactly.
going
Yeah,
for a Manchester City level or near enough a Manchester City level, he's nowhere near that level. Yeah,
yeah.
we know this. You can just see by his general play, Josh. You
hmm
know, the way he receives the ball, the way he turns, the way he lays off the ball. It's not like a top class striker. But having
Exactly.
said that, he works hard. He's diligent. He will give his all to the
It,
team. So
mhm.
it's handy having a player like that, possibly off the bench. But even having said that, I want to shoot myself in the foot because we could get better off the bench.
Yeah,
You know,
I
there are
completely agree.
better players that will sit on that bench and can come on and be more effective in terms of the goal prowess. Because we know
Yeah,
Richarlison, he's not a top class striker. As in Premiership, he's proven that he scores 1 in 4, 1 in 5. Yeah, so
yeah.
it's not top class. So if we want to go to that next level, we've got to get better.
Do you think that Richarlison overall play though, if you had to sum up his time at Tottenham, would you say it's been a success or a failure?
In between, but if I had to choose one, if you're
Someone sitting
giving
on the
me
fence here?
if you're giving me a choice between success and failure, I would say
Yeah.
failure.
Yeah, I agree. Also with the amount of
I
money that
have
we
to.
we put in for him. Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Big up to Ben. The inverted fullbacks make the midfield over congested and make it easy to put two banks in front and just sit there. You don't need to be a coach to see that. 100% agree with you. Audio artisan, good to see you, mate. I don't think that Richarlison would want a move to Saudi. Okay, interesting. And Richarlison's at his best when you cross the ball in the air to his head. And we don't cross the ball in the air, so he has to go. I could see him leading in the line for the new look Crystal Palace, and they wouldn't pay the money we would want. Do you think as well, by the way, I know this is very niche what I'm about to say, but do you think the crosses nowadays, it's less about someone getting at the end of the head. So it's less about like Richie getting onto it. It's more the fact that it kind of, it creates havoc in the midfield, in the box. Now, simple question here. Simple question. Why don't we cross the ball? What's Ange got anything? Why is he so negative to crossing the ball?
You know what? It's the accuracy of the crosses that worries me, right?
Yeah,
And also the movement in the box, because when you're a winger, right? I mean, I've never played on the wing, but I've played midfield and I've passed it to the wing, and I've also joined the wing to help them out, right? But
yeah,
when you're looking up and you're seeing donkey derbies their movement is so bad, right? And Richie, out of all our strikers, right, I would say he's got the most goal threat because of
yeah,
his heading, and he
yeah.
scored with his feet this season because he's got 11 so far. But
Mhm.
Sonny's the most lethal, so I would look for Sonny's run, right? I know it's
Interesting.
selfish, right, because
Interesting.
you're supposed to look at everybody's run, but I'm thinking if I pass to Sonny, he's going to score. If I pass to Richie, it's 50-50. If I pass to Werner, it's 90% he's not going to score. And I'm being generous.
Yeah, that
I'll give
90% was
him the
quite low, I
10%
must
because
say.
I've got to give him some percentage. I'm being generous though, Josh.
I'll tell you that there, I was like, okay, Eddie's probably gonna say around 97%, 98, but 90%.
Yeah, because I think he scored 2 goals this season, I believe. Is that
Yeah.
correct? And he's missed
Yeah.
about 30.
Don't get me started with the players that I mean. I feel like
No,
now in this
he
Tottenham team,
pants.
yes, we got like his finishing ability is so bad. It's
Yeah,
honestly awful. It's
pants.
awful.
I
It's
know.
awful.
And it's
Bit up
just
to
not
Mr.
his
Box
finishing
Office.
ability, Josh. It's the fact
Yeah,
that he doesn't move. He's
exactly,
static.
exactly. Let
He
alone come.
wants it on a plate. You know when you
Yes.
serve your kids to dinner and they want it on a plate? That's what Timo Werner wants it, on a plate.
And even if he gets it on the plate, it's not necessarily he's gonna finish it.
I
I mean,
know. He'll have his body shape wrong because he's not anticipating it. And like,
yeah.
he's such, he's, he just doesn't score. And he
It,
frustrates me. I
Ellie,
actually
do you know what that
persuaded
reminds me
Saints.
of? Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the cross that came in from, I think it was Brennan, Kulusevski or
Against
someone, Brennan
Newcastle,
Johnson.
you're going to say, isn't it?
No, just now against Liverpool, it was offside. But look at
Oh,
Son,
yeah.
Son's
Oh,
movement, Son's body shape. Oh my days, how did he not finish that? How
I
did he
know.
not finish it?
Do you know what? Some players don't anticipate it coming to them, or they think they're going to pass to someone else, so they don't get their body shape. A top class striker always is thinking, I'm going to get my body into the right position to score the
Yeah,
goal. Because if you're slightly crooked or you're on edge,
it
right, and
screws everything.
you screw yourself up because your body can't turn.
Exactly, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Big up to Mr. Box Office TV. Alex, big up to yourself. Ellie, you right?
Sorry, my thing. Sorry, because I've
Ange
got
teams
stuff.
prefer low crosses into the
Yeah.
box from winger to winger. The number 9 acts as the sacrificial lamb to create the space for the wingers. Yeah. I mean, if
You
Richie
know,
was good,
I,
yeah,
I get what he means there, right? So
yeah,
basically, you make a run to distract, right? So I'm a cam, right? So I know my winger's got the ball and I can see my strikers making a move. So I'll make a different run to
yeah,
distract a defender to take my run, and then that striker gets free. You see, that's cool. That's clever.
yeah. But
Yeah.
it's way too predictable after you do that 3-4 times.
Yeah, but you
Like
don't do it 3 or 4 times. You just do it a couple of times in a match. But you do it once
in
in
a
one.
subtle way.
Yeah, you could. The thing is, you can make clever runs that
Yeah.
take away the opposition's defender away from the striker that you know is going to score more goals than you. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like the like
you just
the
have to do
perfect
it.
example is Vinicius Junior for Real Madrid versus Bayern
Yeah,
Munich. He dragged Kim Min Jae out and allowed himself just to run through. It was unbelievable. But no, look,
yeah,
I understand this. I understand this. But in another sense, I feel like we haven't been scoring goals at all. We haven't. We haven't. We've been scoring 2 goals against Liverpool, which I feel like at that time, I've said this many times on the stream. I feel like the boys said screw Ange's plan. We're just going to do it how we want to do it. If Richard was good, if a good 30 feet tall, he could on the end of one of Johnson's crosses. It just shows how inaccurate his crosses are. Big up the box office, the Hotspur Prince. Look, Ellie, it's getting towards the end of the season. We are
right.
we are the 7th of
Yeah.
May, 2:41 UK time, and I'm seeing that Tottenham Hotspur sitting 5th in the league and could drop to 7th to Newcastle position,
Uh-huh.
but they can't now essentially get Champions League because we want to lose against Man City. So Tottenham Hotspur lose. Tottenham Hotspur finished the season at 5th. How do you rank the season?
Um.
What would you rate it if you had to give it a little summary of the season?
What, like a number, like 1 out of 10, that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
A 6.
Oh wow, that's pretty low. Okay, yeah. All right. Why?
Yeah, because there have been good times and there's been bad times. But I think the good times, when we've been really good, it's been quite impressive. And a lot of people have been impressed by the way we move the ball and how fantastic we are at pressing,
Mhm.
But sometimes you have to sort of weigh it all up and say, look, the players haven't really been playing handball as he wanted to play it. And they've
Yeah.
been playing their own style within handball. Because like he said, he needed a remote control to put his players where they need to be, because you have to be disciplined in an Ange system and you've got to run. You can't
Yeah.
be trotting
Press.
back, relying on Van de Ven. Just because Van de Ven's the mop, as I called him, you
Yeah.
can't expect him to bust his gut when you're not busting your guts. It's about team play as well. So that's why I'm giving them a 6, because they've been disappointing as well in the way they've played as a team,
Mhm.
helping one another out within that Ange system. Yeah,
Mhm.
so 6 is the highest I could give them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, by the way, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I will put Ellie's link to her channel in the description. But
Thank
lads,
you.
make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channels. I think for me, it's around a 7 to 7.5 or 7.
Okay.
I'd keep it at
You're
7.
more
I think
generous than me.
I know. I just feel like you got to think about everything. Give everything in the sum. And with Ange, I was expecting an 8th, a 9th, 7th, 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere around there. We're sitting 5th, which is half decent. It's half decent. We've been completely signed new players, new back line, new keeper, arguably a new midfield as well. So
Hmm.
I think the way Ange has been able to move the players and to play his style it's been great to watch. At times it's been a pain, but wow, I can see a
Yeah.
lot of guys. By the way, also all of you guys get your numbers in the comments. I'm gonna stick with 7, but we got a lot of we got some Ben here with a 4 out of 10. Ooh,
Oh, that's a bit low.
ooh, that's a bit
It's a
harsh.
bit
That's a
below the
bit.
belt.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah.
Ellie, talk to me.
There's
Your
certain
midfield.
players though that got 4 out of 10. There's certain
Yeah.
players that performed at 4 out of 10. You know,
Mhm.
in that whole scenario of giving them the team a mark. You know, and
Yeah.
that's why they brought it down to a 6 in my book.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, fair enough. Completely. Now, the biggest myth that's going around Ange football so far, in my opinion, is that midfield. It's who do you start? When do you start? Are they good together? Are they not good together? Do you start Maddison?
Yeah.
Do you not? So, what is your midfield three if it was a perfect scenario? Everyone's fit. Bang. Front.
Okay.
Midfield three.
I'll make you laugh. 3 Hojbergs. That's on Queen Ellie Hojberg.
What a
Right, moving
surprise!
on, moving
What a
on from that
surprise!
stupid comment. Right, so my perfect 3, if they're all fit, is
Yeah.
Maddison, Bentancur, Sarr.
Maddison, Bentancur, Sarr. So
That's my perfect
it
3.
looks like you're missing out on Bissouma.
Yeah, don't like him.
Okay, so
I
is that
like him as a player, but I don't like his attitude, and I don't like the way he doesn't fight for our team.
Mhm. Do you think he's too lazy on the ball?
Too lazy on the ball, too lazy off the ball. That's the
Mhm.
main problem, right? Like you can have a bad day on the ball, right? But you can't have a bad day moving. The least you expect from your players is 100% movement on off the ball, right? So
Yeah,
make yourself available. Don't go hiding. Don't go passing the buck by passing the ball back. Drive through the middle like you know Bissouma can, right? And
100.
I've
Yeah,
been so disappointed with him because when I see him trotting back, not busting his gut because he sees Van der Ven and Porro there, and then he sees Udogie trying to get back, but he didn't quite get back in that Luton match.
yeah,
Then I downed all tools for Bissouma to be playing from the start. And then when Ange Postecoglou played him in the next match, I thought, well, maybe he's giving him a chance. Give him another chance to see if he'll work for me. Because the least you expect from your players is to work. Yeah?
hmm
Right? Because you see Man City players slacking? No. Do you see Arsenal players slacking? No. They fight for each other. They work as a team, right? And
yeah,
I see Bissouma as the weakest link in our midfield, not because he's not good enough, he just doesn't do it. And he's been very disappointing since he got that sending off. And then he went to the AFCON. Then he came back, he had malaria. Fair dues to the boy. Maybe it did
yeah,
affect him. But still, you go on that pitch and you play for Tottenham Hotspur and you play with all your heart and you play for
hmm
the badge. You see Porro, he goes like that to the badge. You see Van der Ven like that. They're passionate. They want to play for
yeah.
the club, right? But I don't see that with Bissouma. I see a disinterested footballer who's fabulously talented, and he's not producing.
Do you know? Do you
Like,
know Do you know you're describing right now? You're basically describing my guy who I saw in the McDonald's the other day. I think his
yeah.
name's Ndombele, someone like that.
Not
Ndombele.
Belly, yeah. You know what?
I mean,
He's got so
seriously.
much talent as well, but he doesn't even apply it on the pitch. At least Bissouma gets chosen in the first 11. But
Yeah.
once you're chosen, fight for your place. But the
hmm
thing is with him, he sees Hojberg on the bench. He sees Skip on the bench and he thinks, I'm cool. They're not going to
Yeah.
bring them on. They're not going to bring them on for
Exactly.
me, right? So
Exactly.
he hasn't got much competition because there's no one else in the team apart from Bentancur, who's been injured, who can really play that deep line central defensive midfield play.
hmm
Even the box to box,
Yeah.
Bissouma can play. So can Bentancur. So because he knows Bentancur's injured and he's got a broken toe, he's thinking, I'm cushy.
I'm
Yeah,
easy. Yeah.
yeah.
And
And that's the shame of it.
for me, that's been the problem throughout the whole season. But sorry, before I get there, I'm just going to read out Ben. I might change at the end of the season. Obviously, he's regarding the 4 out of 10. He's saying. I might change at the end of the season, but I'm not happy with the team. I don't like getting battered every week, and there's no style football. Fair enough, fair enough. Bissouma isn't a number 6. He doesn't have the desire to get back and plug gaps. He's a box-to-box midfielder. Now, my
Yeah.
problem with Bissouma, I'll be honest, my problem with Bissouma is, or anyone who plays in the DM spot, because anyone who played in that DM spot this season after that Luton game has been absolutely awful. They really have. Whether it's Bentancur, whether it's Hojberg, whether it's
I
Bissouma,
know.
any of them two, they've been awful. Which for me affects that cam position, because if the number 6
Yeah.
isn't doing the job, it means the cam now needs to drop deep, collect the ball from the 3 at the
Yeah.
back or the 4 at the back, and drive it forward. Now, simple question here. Simple question. Are you looking, number one, sorry, 2 questions. Are you looking to sell Bissouma in the summer? And number 2, if so, who are you looking to bring in?
Yeah.
Because I've got a player on my head that I'm looking to bring in, but go on.
I would sell Bissouma and bring in Paulinho.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
A player that plays with heart and passion, gives his all 24/7. Right? He doesn't slack. He loves playing football. He wants. I'm not saying Bissouma doesn't love to play football, but he's not producing, right? And when you're not producing at Tottenham Hotspur, it affects the whole team. It doesn't just affect the cam; it affects the defence. Because if you're deep line, box to box midfielder, your job is to help, right? And if you're not running back when you haven't got the ball, right, and you're conserving your energies to do your what I call it, your £5 worth, right?
Yeah.
You know, where you do a fantastic bit of skill, and everybody will remember that skill, but they won't remember that you didn't track back and we conceded. Yeah, because it produced a goal and it got us level, for example. But he's not even doing that, Josh. So I just feel selling, because his attitude, when you get on that pitch, you play for our badge, you play for the Lily Whites. Tottenham Hotspur, we're a very proud club, right? And we're not getting players like Bissouma, who's got all the talent and doesn't produce it. Yeah. So I think Ange Postecoglou's come to the end of his tether, because he's dropped him quite a few times already, and then he's brought him on only a couple of times. So I think his time at our club is spent, regardless of what I say. And I think Postecoglou's going to be looking for a player with a better mentality, a better attitude, and will work hard for him. Might not be as skillful as Bissouma, but he will give us a more solid base to work on.
I'll tell you what, it hasn't helped though, the fact that, you know, players. By the way, the microphone isn't here yet. It's coming very soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can get one of those high tech ones, Josh.
Yeah.
We are Tottenham TV.
We can. We got actually. We're collaborating with. I think their name are Brandy. They're sponsoring us with a new microphone, which is very kind of them. But look, I feel like the most important thing though, and why Hojberg and Bentancur, and even when Bissouma played, they if Bissouma had a bad day, like the other day, we started Hojberg, and he looked even worse.
I know. He gave the ball away 3 times in this first. Because I watched Hojberg probably closer than anyone. Because under Jose, I loved him. Right, under Conte, I loved him. He's fantastic in that system. But where he's asked to move the ball quickly, he can't. He's an old school footballer. Not that he can't. He can, but he's less accurate. Right, so his passing rate goes from 92.9 to 79%. That's a big drop. It's a very big drop for Hojberg, you know.
Especially in that DM spot. Now, like for me personally, the player I've got in mind is it's controversial. I'd love to hear what the chat has got to say about this, and I've said this multiple times. It's Frank Kessié for me personally. I love Paulinho. I love Paulinho. I think he would do you right. I think he would do great.
I'll have to let me just get it on a more solid base. Hold on.
All good.
It's tangled. Yeah.
No, so I'll get to the comments in the meantime. Beat up Ellie and Josh. Smash the like button. Yes, Charlie. Yes, Charlie, mate. I got to get Charlie on the channel sometime. I have
Because
to.
I'm balancing it on 2 candlesticks, would you believe?
On 2 candlesticks.
No, because
Oh,
I've left my, you know, you got a light.
yeah.
Right, I've left it at my daughter's last night, so I haven't got it.
I
So
saw oranges there,
do
though.
a
I
pan snack.
saw oranges, though. I saw that.
Yeah, you got look. There you go. It's tangerines, actually.
Tangerines. Big
Yeah,
up
the
to the
Queen has to
Hotspur.
have a vitamin C. Yeah, go on,
Big
fire
up
away,
to
Josh.
Leo.
Back to the
Big
football
up,
chat.
Leo. Hopefully you're doing well. Obviously, you and
Leo,
Ellie linked up
hello,
in
Leo.
North London. By the way, how was that with Leo? How was it North London with him?
Oh, it was brilliant with Leo, right? And he even met Daniel Levy, didn't he?
Oh my
Everybody's
God.
seen the video by now. Yeah,
I'll
we
tell
took
you.
him for a curry. We took him for a curry, and he was he's such a humble man. Lovely to talk to, very polite. You know, he's just charming. He's a charming young man. Lovely.
Yeah. I like Leo. He funny enough, no one will actually know this, but Leo was actually my first ever guest on my channel, and yeah, he was actually really on it. And I'll tell you what, I'm trying to get something out of the cupboard here. Now, I'm not gonna say where, because I don't want to say where, but I met Daniel Levy a couple years ago. You'll remember
that your house, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Of course he did. Well, I met Daniel Levy the couple seasons ago, and I asked him nicely, "Yo, Daniel, obviously I bought a shirt of Tottenham. Can you sign it?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll sign it, but I'll also destroy it at the same time." So he decided to sign my shirt, but look at that disgusting signature. What is this? He absolutely ruined my shirt, so I can't wear that now. It's absolutely disgraceful. But big up to everyone who's in there. Big up to Bobby K. Big up Eddie, Josh, and everyone in the chat.
Woo!
I'll tell you what. Lately, the streams have been absolutely amazing. Everyone's been commenting. It's been great. Now, yeah. What are your thoughts on you know, in terms of Ange in general? Are you sticking with Ange? Are you happy with Ange, or are you not really?
I'm happy that he believes in what he believes in, right? It's always good to have anybody, man or woman, who believe in something they're passionate about. And you know that he loves football. He's a proper football man. He's not just come from nowhere. He was under Puskas, the great Puskas, who scored over 600 goals in 600 and something games. So you know he comes from good stock. And he had a lot of adversity when he first arrived in Australia from Greece. So it toughened him up, and he came to the under-21s for the youth side, Australia, and then he won the national team,
Asian Cup.
the Asian Cup. So a lot of people say that's nothing, but it is something, because you tell all those Australian players that won it with Ange Postecoglou, and his team talks were legendary, right? So I do give him kudos, but the Premiership is a different kettle of fish, right? Because you have got better players, right? That is a fact, right? Like you've got better players in the Spanish league, in the German league, in the Dutch league, in the Italian league. You know, these leagues are there because they're the best leagues. But then you go to Brazil, they've got fantastic leagues with fantastic players. You know, they're not in our European leagues, but you have to admire them. The Japanese league, you know, I mean, Steve Pierre-Emile was over there, right? And he said the standard of football wasn't that great when he first arrived, but with the influence of British coaches going over there, they made it better. And getting back to Ange, right? There's certain things that I don't agree with what he's done. But I know he won't change because he believes in his philosophy. So whatever I say and whatever you say and whatever everybody else says, he's not going to change. But what I think he can do, if I was in front of him now, I'd just say, drop the defence back 5 yards. That's all you have to do, right? And you'll be more secure. You'll be more Arsenal-like, because we move the ball efficiently, but maybe not as good as Arsenal yet, but we need more technical players. And I think if he adds those players with the passion and the desire and the mentality, because that goes a long way in football as well, right? I think we're
Yeah.
on for a winner, right? But it needs, I think my best advice for him is to drop the back line 5 yards, just to give Van de Ven a breather, because he's knackered, the poor boy. He's absolutely shattered.
I mean, it's not just him. I feel like everyone in this team is absolutely shattered right now. I genuinely believe it, and
Yeah,
it's from everything. It's from not defending. It's from losing. It's from just
yeah.
always constant pressure.
Oh,
Now, very quickly, let me just get to some of these comments on Instagram. This was one of our best players at the start of the season. All this can be said about Kulu and Madison. What? Yeah, someone was saying what you were describing with Kulu and Madison. In all fairness, Madison has been shocking along with Kulu. This is a bit unfair view on Bissouma. Nah, I think it's fair. I think it's fair, to be honest. Ange needs to adapt like Ange needs to adapt. Looked like he's losing a dressing room. That's been a big comment lately. Danny, you might be right, brother. Big up my homie.
yeah, all right,
I
Dan.
think, do you know this has been going around as well in YouTube lately. It's been going around saying he's losing the dressing room. I feel like people are. I don't think he's losing the dressing room. I just feel like this is something I've been critical about Ange since joining, and I feel like people are too much. Yeah, we love Ange, we love Ange, we love Ange, and they're not criticizing Ange with stuff that he needs
Yeah,
to get right. He can't, for me. Everyone knows this. He can't start Emerson Royale 2 games in a row when he has a shocker versus Cole Palmer. Yeah, this can't happen. Yeah,
I
what did we
know.
expect versus Mo Salah? What did we genuinely think that Mo Salah was going to have an off day versus Emerson? Honestly, and to bring Oliver Skip, be up to Ollie Skip. He came in, did a decent job. Obviously it's not his great position, but he did a decent job. Now, for me with Ange, he needs to sort of understand that this isn't the Japanese league. This isn't the Australian under 21. You can't have the same tactics you play there here at Tottenham Hotspur. This ain't a playing. You can't get play around here. You win, you get all the praise. You lose, you get criticised. Yeah, what were your thoughts on that, really, in general? What
Yeah,
do you think?
what I would say to that, he wasn't really playing that style in Australia. He was playing a more 4-4-2, 4-3-3, but he was playing it differently. Like they defended like Trojans, the Australians. They didn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't like high risk, high reward sort of gun ho football. It seems to me that we are playing more of this, more of the match. So he wants to get more wins over the line before either he checks out and they sack him, which I
yeah,
very much doubt because it is a 4-year project. Look, we have to give him time, but I want to give him time on the basis that he does learn that you
yeah,
can't play gun ho like that, because they'll just hold their run in their own half and then run forward and they're not caught offside, or they'll just play over the top to a non-running player, and we get caught out if Van de Ven doesn't mop up because the other players are not as disciplined. But
yeah,
if we get more disciplined players and players that have more desire, it will look much more cohesive, that style of football, because they'll be in the right positions. Because out of
yeah,
transition, when you're attacking, you've got to form back to a back four, yeah, which we
mhm,
play, right? Or a back three at least. But it seems like it's a back one or a back two / 1/2, because Romero, he's not the quickest, we know this, but he's no slouch. He can bust his gut. Porro is quick, he can recover, but he has to be more disciplined in that inverted midfield role where he's joining the midfield and then we lose the ball and the play breaks down. You've got to
yeah,
make sure you're disciplined enough to track back. And if it's coming on Porro's side, the attack, you need Kulu to tuck back and help him, right? And
mhm,
sometimes he's been fan wanting and he's tried, the boy, but he's not the greatest. Not got the greatest pace. He's got pace, but he hasn't got the greatest pace. So he's the main one who's going to help Porro. And on the other side, Udogie's got the pace, but sometimes he's lacked the discipline. Not all the time, because he's been quite
yeah,
fabulous most of the season. But when he's been fan wanting quite drastically. And he's either got sent off against Chelsea, or he's done like basic errors But remember, he's only young. I'll forgive Udogie because he's young and he's learning. This is the first time he's played this system. So he will get better in years. And I just feel that Ange will bring in the players. They might not be necessarily the top class striker, signings, but I think he will bring in players that will want to play his system, and he'll drill them. What I mean is that he'll bring players that have got the desire and the want to play, to play for Ange in that system, because they've seen it and they want to join us. Because remember when he signed Maddison, Josh, he said, you can go elsewhere, but this is how I play and this is what I want from you. And if you want to join Tottenham Hotspur on my project, join us. We're
gonna be progressing whether you're with us or not.
Yeah, we're going to be progressing. And I really do think, right, he will get it right if he just tweaks a little bit here and tweaks a little bit there. And it's not anything drastic,
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, and we continue, we'll have to rely on better players to recover.
100%, 100%.
If he gets the top class striker though, Josh, and he scores goals, we get in the lead, and then we get another goal and another goal, and then we seal up, and we make sure we don't lose the match or let them.
All I'm gonna say is, if we had Harry Kane in this team, we could have been somewhere. But Ellie, what is your channel? What's your channel again?
Yeah, my channel, Just a Girl Loves Spurs, and I'm on El Tel Cacorel, because Jose, not Jose, because that's Spanish, right? Jose Spanish, Jose is Portuguese, I've been told. So Jose, he's given me hosting, so I'm hosting his show. Yeah, and with Kate, next year I'll be doing following the women's team, Spurs ladies, and as you know, we've got to the FA Cup final. Come on, Spurs ladies!
Come on.
As a former player, I'm so proud of them. And also, I'm going to be doing some work for her game too, more so towards defending women who've been abused, either as a player, an official, or a fan.
Good.
So I'll be doing a lot more work in that atmosphere, not atmosphere. Other than that, Just a Girl Loves Spurs. She's fantastic, Kate. She appears on telly as well. She's a great lady. I love her.
I've got to get Kate on here. Sometime.
Man.
Big up to Ellie. Big up to Ellie, who's joined us today on this channel. Just for Love Spurs. This is the link you can go to subscribe to Ellie. Provides so much content, and once again, give some great insight to some Tottenham Hotspur news, or different types of aspects. A different type of aspect to what you usually get from me, or from maybe Chris or Matt, Josh, any of us. Really, it's a complete different aspect, which is lovely to hear. Some I agree, some I disagree. This is all about Tottenham Hotspur.
That's what football's all about,
Exactly.
You're going to like players I don't like, and I'm going to like players you don't like. And you see different values in different players, don't you?
But what we can agree is that Emerson Royale should not be starting for Tottenham Hotspur right now. That's what we can agree on.
But Nick Collison won't agree because he loves him.
I think there's a bit of disagreement there. But lads, this is the link to join to subscribe to our channel here at Spurs Live. Obviously, we very much appreciate your support here on Spurs Live. We are trying to get some more guests on as usual. Eddie always has a good plan. Yes, he always does. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Spurs Live. Richarlison to Saudi, Vitor Roque to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur must back Ange. I've been Josh. We got Queen Eddie Hojberg here. We will see you guys in the next video or in the next live stream. Come on, Spurs. Bye-bye.